Assalamu alaikum. Hi, Oracle Reiki spiritual healer, and I have been asked to discuss in detail about spells, hexes, and curses. So the first thing that I want to let you know is that, these incantations, these spoken words, this malignant energy that has been spoken over your life comes from a place where there is hatred, jealousy, envy towards you, the chosen ones. It is harsh words. It is malicious words. It is spells that have been carried out throughout generations. And this causes the generational curse from the colonizer and from the enslaver. So we'll start there first about, these spells, hexes, and curses. So as I have been letting you know that, the enslavers, the colonizers have been sending out these spells, these negative frequencies over your life. So the Willie Lynch laws, the Willie Lynch codes that was pronounced over your life and carried out in generations prior to our mothers and fathers. It is a spell that was sent out over our lives. It has become a generational curse. And so that's what we are breaking now. The fact that, we have men and women who are supposed to be nothing but, the scourge of the earth, prostitutions, pimps and hustlers, breeders, So we want to understand that we are breaking those codes right now in society that has gone out, over our hearts and minds as a curse for our ancestors, for our people. We are also helping to break these types of curses and spells sent over our people in the diaspora who have been in alignment with these entities, with the colonizer and enslaver, and not knowing and not understanding why. Okay? So we understand that the laws that they have sent out, the character that they have exhibited, the propaganda that they had sent out, in the movies, in society, to other countries, to have other countries, people who have not even come near us, despise us and hate us and form a certain thought about black people even before they meet us, even before they know what's going on. They go with what the enslaver and the colonizer has given them. So that is a spell within itself. Anything that is sent out, spoken over your life, spoken over your personal property, your personal items, to send negative energy to your body, mind, and soul. Those people who have been in your family, and I have explained this before, that have said, hurtful things to you, belittling things to you. Those people in your family who did not want you to speak, who want you to be quiet, who want you to, dim your light, stay in the background, who didn't want people to see you. Those are curses that have been sent over your life. Those are the curses that, when people say that you're too dark, you're too black, you'll never get married, nobody will ever love you. Those are curses that has to be broken over your life. And we have this understanding that those spells and curses, when you have stayed in proximity to those people who are sending out those frequencies at you, those people are trying to harm you. They are trying to unalive you in a lot of cases. They are trying to take your health. They're trying to take your mental health. So these are the spoken words meant to keep you in a low vibrational state. Whether they have said these spoken words, these incantations to your face, and said that, you know, you're ugly, you'll never amount to anything. And this may trigger some of you. This may trigger some of you. So I want you to understand that these people will say these types of words, belittling and demeaning words to you, and disguise it as a joke. They will say these demeaning words directed at you around other people and say, oh, I was just kidding. You know, you can't take a joke. So you have to be able to reverse those negative energies that have been sent out. You have to be able to, you know, let those people know that, you know, I caught what you said. You have to be able to put it in action of separating yourself from those people who have bought over into that behavior, that character, in believing, you know, the smear campaigns about you as the chosen ones. So in many cases, and like I say again, when you're dealing on upper echelon level, when you're dealing with a governmental narcissist, you know, those people who have created laws against certain groups of people, the black and brown people, you know, in the diaspora in this country, then the laws that they have sent out to put you in fear, the laws that they have sent out, you know, to keep you in a low vibrational state financially, mentally, in the medical facilities. Those laws are the spells that they are using. Everything that you are encountering when it comes from, you know, the governmental perspective, the medical perspective, the court system, you know, all of these things, they have created spells and frequencies sent out to you so that you will never win, so that you will never feel like you're a part of, so that, you know, a lot of the black and brown people in certain instances will feel like the roles have been reversed with those Willie Lynch codes, with those laws derived from Willie Lynch, that the woman is supposed to be the provider for the man. She's supposed to be, you know, the protector and the provider for men. And, you know, those roles have been reversed because that is what the colonizer wanted to do, to pit us against each other. And it has gone over into some of our lives because this is what they have seen. They haven't seen the male protecting the home or providing for a lot of the males and the females. So they don't know how to react. They don't know how to reverse these types of spells. And the first thing that we are doing now, as we're breaking these spells over our lives, is to, you know, separate ourselves. Is to separate ourselves from those people who have believed lies about us. To separate ourselves from those people who have bought into the lies, and that is what they believe, that is what they're doing, that is what they've taught the males in the homes. You know, that the women are going to provide and protect and control everything while they do nothing and they just sit and reap the benefits. So those types of lies have been broken when we have stepped back out of those roles. You know, when our parents are no longer in those roles to provide that protection or that integration, you know, to those beliefs. So now we have to understand this is what we are supposed to do in breaking these types of curses, is to step back from them, and, you know, you'll have to provide for yourself. Each individual will have to provide and protect for themselves, until we have an understanding of what our roles are, what these spells were sent out to do, to keep us divided, to make, you know, the men attack the women so that they only have white women. And we will understand also that, you know, being with other races creates an even more, you know, diabolical type of spell and hex over the black man. And so these are the things that we're breaking. These are the things that we're cleansing, that has been sent out from the colonizer, that has been sent out from the enslaver to, want their people, to want their ways, to want their behavior, and never want anything for your own people, never want anything for yourself, to be individualized and to embody that concept, that propaganda that they are sending out about your people. And we have a lot of people who believe in this way, who have accepted this way. And, we have a lot of people now that are being exposed for accepting the negative energy sent out, for accepting these spells that want you to pretend in your homes, in society, that you have, gained the land. You have gained something just by the clothes that you wear. You have, gained something just because you're famous, but you own nothing. Everything is borrowed. Everything is, owned. And, and you have gained something because you have, a white person in your life. So we are breaking these stereotypes. We are breaking these spells, this propaganda. These the people that are in our lives that are under these spells and curses are, waking up, and they're understanding that, we have nothing. We have nothing but these spells and curses that have been pronounced over us to keep us asleep, to put us back to sleep. So breaking these spells, it bothers, it upsets the people who have sent them out for over generations. It upsets the earth when you break these spells against your people, when you expose your people who have been in alignment with these spells, who have helped to carry out these spells, when you have, exposed your own family members for sending out those frequencies of the spells and curses to keep you in a low vibration, lack your health, those hexes and curses of talking down to you, belittling you, trying to take your health, using spells and curses, black magic to your mind and your body and your soul. So once all of these types of spells and curses have been understood, that these incantations, these spoken words over your life on paper, written, over you, spoken to your face, these incantations, these harsh words with malice, with the intent to cause harm and destruction upon your life. These are spells, hexes, and curses that have gone forward and caused generational curses, have caused you, to be the LGBT community, that have caused the lack mentality, the wolf spirit, the breeder spirit, the Jezebel spirit, the Leviathan spirit that has gone over and grown, because it's grown in our society, in our community, because it has never been checked until now. So these are the things that, we have been threatened with, and with fear that if we help our own people, we will be, chastised by, the colonizer and the enslaver. If we wake up and break the spell, this is what our parents were put under, the silent spell, to never be able to teach us anything, to be able to reap our energy and integrate with the colonizer. That was the bond and the pact that was made, so that they send out all of these types of spells and keep them rotating in our society. So now that they have been broken, now that they are being broken, then there is disaster upon the land. There is disaster in your homes. There is the disaster, with the older generation. Because everything that they have sent out, now they have to get it back, and the land is definitely pointing to there's something wrong, that there is something negative, that they have done things that they should not have done. So I hope that you have received this message about spells, hexes, and curses. Please book your one-on-one sessions with me. Book your life coaching sessions with me so that I can acclimate a gift to you, or your video chat sessions so that, I can acclimate a gift and send it to your front door. If you have been receiving these kinds of frequencies, these types of spells and hexes and curses throughout your life, leave a comment for me. Donate to my channel. I'm High Oracle, Reiki Spiritual Healer. Assalamu alaikum.